Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So today, inshallah, we're going to talk about infographics. Infographics are basically information plus graphs. Graphs means pictures. We have a photograph, right? A graphic memory. So graph or an infograph usually includes words, very limited number of words that are supported by symbols, pictures, icons, anything that is basically used as a visual. So it's something visual plus written in order to provide complete information. Let's see how that works. Usually infographics include figures, short information, glimpses. That means you don't really use full sentences, usually very short, very limited number of words, fragments, and so on. It needs summarization skills and the ability to make really long statements really short. And I know that sounds easy, but it's really difficult. People tend to express themselves redundantly using full sentences, and infographs usually need a lot of summarization, you being to the point, using the smallest number of words, but still making sense. Okay? When I say it is easy, I don't mean the actual translation process or the writing process, but usually infographics are made like the person already summarized information into an infograph, and all you have to do is translate it. But sometimes, and we're going to notice this, from English into Arabic, sometimes it's going to be, you're going to need longer statements and how to go around that, and vice versa. If it's English and you want to translate it into, if it's Arabic and you want to translate it into English, you need to learn how to remove the extra words that are not necessary grammatically and can maintain the meaning, and it can be easily understood by the reader. Okay? Let's look at this infograph right here. Okay. So heart healthy nutrition to protect your heart, focus on. As you can notice, we have the pictures and the design is made in a way to help the reader. Let's say it highlights information in shapes, squares, circles, uses pictures, it uses colors. So that's different from these designs. So we call these designs because they include a static picture and then a text. Infographs usually depend on providing you with, like I mentioned, colors, symbols, and vegetables and fruits, like here. Okay. Now, how are we going to handle infographics? We need to be creative when it comes to translating infographic designs. Why? Because we're going to notice that it uses a very limited number of words, which means you need to use a very limited number of words, and you don't need to be literal in the sense that it has to be the exact same meaning as it is. It can have the same meaning, but not using the same vocabulary. And we're going to see what we mean in a bit. Now, heart healthy nutrition means nutrition that makes a person's heart healthy. So this is the meaning of heart healthy nutrition. Now, when you're going to translate this heart healthy nutrition, you can be literal and say أسلوب غذائي لقلب سليم, for example. Or you can say غذاء أفضل لقلب أصح, right? Or you're going to need, like I mentioned, you need to limit the number of words you use, and you need it to be catchy because these infographics are meant to make the person reading them feel, let's say, connected, interested. So you need to hook the reader. So how can you hook the reader? By using very attractive language, let's say. So we can go for something like لصحة أفضل, okay? أو لقلب أصح, أو لقلب سليم. To protect your heart, focus on. You can be literal and say لحماية قلبك ركز على ما يلي. But it's not as attractive as to protect your heart, focus on, okay? You need to think about other alternatives. You can say, for example, احمي قلبك وكل, and then you add the 3 dots, and then you add فاكهة, خضروات, مكسرات, حبوب كاملة, بروتين خالي من الدهون. Okay. Okay. Now, moving a little bit to the circle part, the heart healthy eating plan needs to be tailored to you. Talk to your health professional or a dietitian for help. Now, the problem here is that you have a very limited space because it's going to be, when it's designed, it's going to be designed the same. And you have this circle, which is very limited, provides limited space. And like I mentioned, when we talk about infographics of this sort, it's not about being literal. It's about providing the information in a way that attracts the reader and makes them want to continue reading this infographic. Okay? So it's about attracting, not about being literal to the image that's being presented or the vocabulary that's being used. And this is different from feature, right? Feature translation, for example. When we translated the feature, I explained to you that you have to maintain the same, let's say, language, maintain the same image. But here, when we talk about infographics of this sort, especially things that are used in marketing or promotional infographics يعني ترويجية, marketing تسويقية. So here, in this context, you are free. You can do whatever you want to make sure you use the information, but present the information using the language you think is best for the reader of the language you're translating into. So if you think that this is the best way to attract the reader in Arabic, do it. Okay. How can I translate this part? You can say الخطة الأنسب لنظام صحي أفضل. You don't have to say tailored to you. أنسب, it means that it best suits you. So الخطة الأنسب لنظام صحي أفضل. Then it says talk to your health professional. تكلم مع in Arabic sounds awkward. Like talk to in English means consult with. So to talk to a doctor means to consult a doctor. In Arabic, And it's been translated like this into Arabic, تكلم مع طبيبك, but it's been borrowed from English. So instead of saying تكلم مع, we can just say استشر أخصائي صحي أو أخصائي تغذية وضع الخطة. So you maintain a sense of music, internal music into your translation. Now, if you move down a bit, you'd have Mediterranean. And if you look it up, you would notice that there is نظام غذائي that is called نظام الغذائي المتوسط. And there's also an easier way, I think it's التوسطي. So you can just do that. نباتي. Then you have DASH eating plan. As you notice, DASH is actually an acronym. Now, it would be incorrect to write in the translation dash, dal, alif, sheen. Why? Because in Arabic, it doesn't mean dal, alif, sheen. So dal, alif, sheen is not an acronym for نظام غذائي للحد من ارتفاع ضغط الدم. Okay, so there's no dal, alif, sheen in that. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. Dash is an acronym. زي لما نقول مثلا أخذنا في بداية الفصل الفرق بين abbreviation والacronym. Okay? Abbreviation بنقول زي مثلا IUG. That's an abbreviation. But dash is like UNRWA. So it's an acronym. An acronym for what? In Arabic, when you translate full, like the full name of this food or of this diet or eating plan, it says نظام غذائي للحد من ارتفاع ضغط الدم. Okay? And نون غين لام ميم ألف ضاء ألف would be impossible to create as an acronym in Arabic. Okay? You can use the full name or shorten it to نظام الحدي من ارتفاع ضغط الدم. نظام الحدي من ارتفاع ضغط الدم. The designer can find a way to put these words into a small box, inshallah. So what you should do is that you should finish infograph, finish the translation of infograph, and add your translation like we did with the threads. Place your translation in a Google document and add the link of the Google document. Post it as a comment on your name or your Facebook post. Okay? If you have any questions, please ask me. And we're going to do more fun things because we're going to be translating things that are related to social media and promotional, let's say, posts, and it's more fun than news. Assalamu alaikum.